You'll know if the graph is continuous if, with your pencil, you can retrace the graph without lifting it up. The graph will also have infinite end behavior. You'll know that it's continuous if there are arrows indicating continuity. You'll know if the graph is discontinuous if you're not able to retrace without lifting up your pencil. In the case of an equation, you can find points of discontinuity by making the denominator equal to 0. In this case, -3 and 2 are the points of discontinuity.
I'm going on an infinity run.
The wall that Ben was running aside was an asymptote at y equals 1. Ben is the line being drawn, and there's an electric field preventing Ben from getting to the wall. So he will always be getting closer to the wall, but never touching the wall, thus approaching
infinity.
As the positive x values of the table get smaller and smaller, the y values get larger and larger. The smaller the x value, the closer the y value is to infinity. The same is true for the negative x values. The tortoise challenged Achilles to a race, claiming that he would win as long as Achilles gave him a small head start. Achilles laughed at this, for of course he was the mighty warrior for swift foot, whereas the tortoise was heavy and slow. How big a head start do you need?" he asked the tortoise with a smile. 10 meters, the latter replied. Achilles laughed louder than ever. "You will surely lose, my friend. In that case," he told the tortoise, "but let's race, if you wish it." "On the contrary," said the tortoise, "I will win, and I can prove it to you by simple argument." "Go on then," Achilles replied, with less confidence than he felt before. He knew that he was the superior athlete, but he also knew the tortoise had the sharper wits and had lost many a bewildering argument with him before this. "Suppose," began the tortoise, "that you give me a 10-meter head start. Would you say that you could cover that 10 meters between us very quickly?" "Very quickly," Achilles affirmed.
Very quickly.
"And in that time, how far should I have gone, do you think?" "Perhaps a meter. No more," said Achilles, after a moment's thought. "Very well," replied the tortoise. "So now there is a meter between us, and you would catch up that distance very quickly?" "Very quickly indeed. And yet, in that time, I shall have gone a little way further, so that now you must catch up that distance. Yes?" "Yes," said Achilles slowly. "And while you are doing so, I shall have gone a little way further, so that you must catch up then the new distance," the tortoise continued smoothly. Achilles said nothing. "So you see, in each moment you must be catching up the distance between us, and yet I, at the same time, will be adding a new distance, however small, for you will catch up again." "Indeed, it must be so," said Achilles wearily. "And so you can never catch up," the tortoise concluded sympathetically. You are right, as always, Achilles said sadly, and conceded the race.